First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the Bon Seals Great Millstone, Wallet is Truth, and also to the Ophilac that scattered abroad. I like to say Shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is the Motb is real. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners and learn. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, have a quick news article here or Google search here by AVMA. And it reads, it says here, microchipping. He said, what is a microchip? It says here, it's a microchip is a small electronic chip enclosed in a glass cylinder that is about the same size as a grain of rice. The microchip itself does not have a battery, so it is activated by a scanner that is passed over the area, and the radio waves put out by the scanner activate the chip. The chip transmits the identification number to the scanner, which displays the number on the screen. The microchip itself is also called a transponder. So right here we know that I think they started microchipping dogs and cats, first, saying that, well, whereby, if they get lost, it's very convenient, you can go and you can find them very safely, very quickly, so they bring it on gradually. So this, this microchipping thing has been going on for some time, this is a part of the plan, the main goal, that grain of rice. So let's get a little bit more, we're going to skip around a little bit. It says, how is a microchip implanted into an animal? Said it is painful. Said, does it require surgery or anesthesia? So this right here is telling you that there's no need for that. It's very painful. I mean, it's very painless. Very harmless. That's see how they coming with. So we're not ignorant of Satan device. We get a little bit of this. I'm gonna have to some of these words. I'm gonna have to kind of like use code where it said it is a blank under the skin using a popo. You know what it said, and it is no more painful than a typical blank, although the is slightly larger than those used for once again. So we'll stop it right there. So see, a lot of these things you can't say because YouTube, you already know how they play. So you can go back and look at this article. But let's drop down here. We don't want to over give out too much information. You already know, they hate him that rebuke is at the gate. But one thing about it is, Lord, truth, is constantly being declared throughout the four corners of heaven. They can't stop this truth. It's very trending right now. Lord is, is visiting every day to create it. So now it says here, what does microchip frequency mean? It says here that the frequency of a microchip refers to the frequency of a radio wave given off by the scanner that activate and reads the chip. Examples of microchip frequencies used in the U.S. includes, but we ain't gonna go into all this here, but we seeing right now, this is dealing with what frequency, this what RFID, radio frequency identification. So we know that it is real, it's being manifest right before our eyes. That's why we go over these things over and over. So we constantly got to go over this. This is one main prophecy that you cannot get wrong. And one thing about it, the elder Tahar said, constantly, just overflow, just constantly bring these lessons out about this chip, because everyone is getting ready to make a decision. It's getting ready to get very, very dark. It's getting ready to get very, very evil. You got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And one thing about it, the men of the Lord and the true believer, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So we see it right here. This C hip is real. 100% real. You know, already knowing what um Bishop Nape said, that there was no microchip. Now they're all in his face. They're all around us. People are constantly, it's a lot of people right now. You know, it's Sweden. You know, they're just using it with convenience. You know, they're open doors. You know, for your transaction, you're buying and selling. So this is constantly lining up. The Bible is the true book. So now let's go here. Let's get a quick precept. Let's go here. Let's go here right here. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 21. He said, there are many devices in a man's heart or his mind. Said, nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. So whatever this so-called white man tried to bring Esau Edom, you know, he will not be able to perform, because the Lord said, the Lord already said right here, you know, his counsel shall stand. His enterprise, you know. So one thing about it, so the Lord is in perfect control. We don't have any fear, you know what I'm saying, but trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So let's read in the NLT. It said, you can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. So one thing about it, hey, we don't have anything to worry about. Trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Lean not on your own understanding. Just like, you know, Esau, he's leaning on his own understanding, but it's going to be his demise. You know, the Lord counsel will stand. And one thing about it, that the ultimate judge is getting ready to return, you know what I'm saying, and cut him off. And we cannot wait. Let's read this one more time. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 21. I love this here. It said, there are many devices. What? Your people, what mindsets are their agenda? It said, in a man heart of his mind, said, nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. And one thing about it, we already knowing that this devil will not prevail. He's in for a rude awakening. So let's get another one here. Let's go here to before we start today's video. Let's go here to the New Testament. Let's go here to Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6. And we'll start up at verse 11. So we got to take constantly take a closer look at this, because this is one right here. You know, a lot of people gonna line up like clockwork. You know, they're gonna get weak. They're gonna get faint-hearted. You know, they're gonna have a lack of faith. You know, a lot of people right now saying, I'm not gonna take it, I'm gonna die. Well, the Lord is getting ready to find out. The Lord already know who his chosen is. He already know that who will not bend a foe. Those are the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So the Lord already know who's shaking in faith. We're getting ready to find out all together. You know, so we're seeing it all together right now. These prophets are speaking loud and clear. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11 said, put on the whole armor of the Almighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So you got to put on this wisdom, this gospel. It shall be what? A stronghold in times of trouble. What? Jacob trouble, the hour of temptation. One thing about it, if the Lord is not on your side, you are going to fold. But one thing about it, we knowing that we got to put it on this whole armor, you know, because this devil is getting ready to get very, very busy. He already busy now, but he's getting ready to work overtime. But it won't do him a hill of bean, but he's going to try to perform it. Let's see here. It says in the NLT, it says put on all the God's armor, so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. You know what I'm saying? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know, he's trying to get that advantage. What is that advantage? Total control. Verse 12, it said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world. It said against spiritual wickedness in high places. So that's what we constantly get. You know, we're in what's called a spiritual warfare. A lot of people right now constantly playing game, you know, still are not taking life serious, but things are getting ready to get very real. You know, a lot of people are getting ready to die in a great number. We're constantly warning you, dealing with all sorts of demonic presence, and also that spirit of vengeance is working overtime. We're seeing a lot of our people, you know, coming unalive left and right every day. You know, people are coming up unalive. You know, Lord is taking them out. He said, first my judgment will start at the house of Israel. The demonic presence are here. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord is making it happen. And also, spiritual wickedness in high places. These global elites, the one that's constantly pushing this grain of rice, the WHO and also the WEF, already said, you already know what Klaus Schwab had said, that there will be 3 shocking events. But one thing about the shocking event that's getting ready to come faster approach is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in right. Also the second coming of our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer, the King of the universe, is getting ready to return. Set everything back in order. We cannot wait. Let's go here. It says, let's read in the NLT. He said, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, against evil spirits in the heavenly places. So it went off a little bit, but one thing about it is, though, we're seeing right now that all these things are coming to pass. We're seeing this digital society. We're seeing this Motb, the C-hip. All these things are already here. You will not be able to do anything unless you take it under the skin, dermal, so I showed you in the first little clip there, I got more to come, but we are here, even though we sound like a broken record, but hey, these are the times that we're living in. We're constantly warning you left and right. So we're in that spiritual warfare right now. Things about to get real, so and one thing about it, you want to be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And who is the devil? The modern day so-called white man, Esau, Edom. The devil that the Bible speaks of, what I'm saying? The first one came out red, not white, red. Remember that. And one thing about it is, so he is the most proud. Verse 13 said, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Almighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, that ye may be able to withstand, and in the evil day, and having done all to stand. You're going to stand firmly, 10 toes down for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord said, the same that endure, the same shall be saved. And one thing about it, we're coming upon these times, some perilous time. This place is getting ready to go out, in a blaze of glory, the indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we are very close. We are very excited. Our salvation is at the door, Put on that whole armor, this wisdom, this knowledge, this gospel, this understanding that will sustain you in times of trouble. Wisdom and knowledge shall be what? The stability of the time. We're here. The time is now to seek the Lord while he can be found. Let's read verse 13 in the NLT. It said, therefore put on every piece of the Almighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua armor, so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. And one thing about it, we already knowing that, 2 part therein will be cut off and died, but the one that will be standing firm is the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And one thing about it, we are constantly, waiting and hastening his great and glorious return. We knowing that this devil has set the stage. All things are ready. So at any given time, it could be martial law. It could be a lockdown. It could be some type of outbreak. But he's getting ready to bring it. We're already seeing about the Venezuela gangs. Also all sorts of havoc all across America. All these different UFO sites, earthquakes and that. Rumors of wars are everywhere. So the stage is set. These prophecies are getting ready to be fulfilled, and we cannot wait. So now let's go here. Start today's lesson. Also, we know that AI is taking over, robotics, transhumanism. All these things are coming into play. Digital ID is going to be dealing with your biometric. He goes over these things over and over again. But one thing about it, we don't care. The Lord said warn them for me. Keep not silent. And one thing about it, we're doing the will of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Because when the Lord bring it, there will be no more talking. So now, I start today's video. And after the video, we will start the lesson. And I hope that you will get edified.
My responsibility was project leader or the senior project engineer. We began to work on the design of a microchip that was completed was 0.75 millimeters in diameter, 7 millimeters long. It was the size of 1/4 of a grain of rice. Again, I want to say that I was not a Christian and there were no Christians there. They said they wanted this to have a power source and be able to emit a signal. And they told us they wanted us to use lithium as a battery source. Lithium's used in watch batteries, it's used in heart pacemaker batteries, it's used in a lot of places. I designed into this microchip a little charging circuit that would charge that battery. This sounds like a lot of technical things coming together, but if you'll bear with me 1 minute, you'll see what God has laid out about this microchip. When we discovered that we needed to know, we needed to be able to charge that battery, I needed a temperature change, a change in temperature to cause current to flow through that little charging circuit that would charge the battery. So we began to investigate and find out where in the body does the temperature change the most rapidly. We spent over $1 million in taxpayer money, and when the results came back, there was a lot of information. We divided it up amongst 3 teams, and then came back together with that information. It was determined that there were 2 places in the body that were ideal for the microchip. One was just below the hairline on the forehead. Every mother checks their child's temperature right here. So we could have paid the mothers $1 million and saved I never saw a mother check their child's temperature on their ankle. Always right here. The other place was the hand, the right hand preferred, because most people are right-handed. This didn't bother me, and it didn't bother anybody else on the team. The hand seemed a good place. Nobody wanted it here. And so the design work, everything was completed. The microchip was done. You're seeing it now on some of the Discovery Channel presentations. There are people who have received it already. It is real. It's not something that's coming way down the road. They gave me a...
Said, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? What's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society.
A doctor inserts the microchip between your thumb and index finger using a device similar to a syringe. Now, these chips can actually be really helpful tools, and they utilize the same technology used in phone payments. With this tiny device, your body essentially becomes a contactless key. It can open doors using sensors and can even start a car. They last anywhere from 10 to 20 years.
Access to buildings and paying for coffee is now as simple as a touch of your hand. A microchip implanted beneath the skin gives people the same capabilities as dozens of cards and devices, and it's not as painful as you might think.
What was once confined to science fiction movies
This may be a little uncomfortable. Just implanted a radium diode. They're the access codes to your drop spot.
is now reality for a bunch of Sydney tech heads.
Pay, open doors, and had my business card in there as well.
Remy Baker and Mitch Hunter from PhD Media are being microchipped to simplify their lives.
With my work pass and potentially my Opal, which will allow me access to my office, to use the printer, to use the scanner.
We won't need any ID cards, we won't need any PIN codes, we won't need any sort of access cards or anything, so we can live a much sort of freer life.
The microchip, which is the size of a grain of rice, sits under the skin. Data from your bank card, payment method, building swipe, LinkedIn profile or medical history is cloned onto the chip, which is implanted in the hand. Using the same technology as tap and pay cards, the chip can then be used to open security doors, pay for a coffee, use public transport and access information you've programmed onto the chip. This technology also has the potential to save lives. Skeeve has loaded medical data onto the chip in his hand. So if he was found unconscious, all you'd need to do is get a phone, tap it on his hand, and you'd have access to medical data like his blood type as well as any allergies he has. For For those concerned about privacy, the user controls what data is made available. Visa says it's possible for any device to become enabled for payments, but the chip would need to meet Visa's security standards and be issued by a bank.
So we're seeing that, this is real. The Motb, this grain of rice that we're constantly warning you about. A lot of people are still in belief. Oh, this is not that. That is not going to happen. Well, it's happening right before your eyes. So we're constantly, rolling in the spirit. Let's go here. Let's start here. Today's lesson. So we seeing that, a lot of them, they say that, it doesn't track your data. It doesn't, your whereabouts, but that's a total lie. It's going to be total control, tracking and tagging, scanning and tracking. A lot of things are coming. That badge of servitude, that what the Motb. So let's start here in Job chapter 15. Job chapter 15. Let's start up at verse 5. Job chapter 15. We start a day lesson here. Job chapter 15 and verse 5 says, "For thy mouth utter thy iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty." So that's what we seeing right now. We seen in the first video that the guy was constantly spilling the bean. He's making what Esau barer and barer. And the Lord, and also the Lord is constantly exposing him left and right. He's seeing that his days are determined. Let's read this in the NLT. He said, "So your sins are telling your mouth what to say." Say, man, this is spot on. Your words are based on clever deception. When it lies and deceits and deception, doing things in the darkness, but the Lord is what's constantly shedding light on this. Man, this is spot on. So we seen in the first video how this guy, he told the whole thing. And it's also was rumored soon after that video he was unalive. So you already know how Esau get things popping. You already know how he do things, So we right here, he exposed a whole lot. And there's a lot of people right now say, "Oh, this is not that. That ain't this. That ain't." Hey, look here, man. You are a damn fool if you don't think that this little grain of rice is not the mark of the beast. Come on now. One thing about it, the Lord already said the election has attained and the rest was blinded. So let's read this once again in the NLT. Job chapter 15 and verse 5. It said, "For your sins are telling your mouth what to say." Say, your words are based on clever deception. That each and every day, constantly lying. Telling you smooth that we're here to help you. It's very convenient. It's very safe. It's very harmless. Everything would be all right. You believe that if you want to. The Lord said, "Never trust thy enemy." Job chapter 15 and verse 6 said, "Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee." So one thing about we seeing that, these so-called Esau Edomites, they constantly, spilling the bean. Even their own is telling on them. So that's why the Lord said in Isaiah chapter 19, I think around verse 2, that he would set Egyptian against Egyptians. Who is the modern day Egyptian? It's, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So we seeing, there's no new thing under the sun. Let's read in NLT. He said, "Your own mouth condemns you, not I. Your own lips testify against you." So the Lord is constantly making what? Esau barren and barren. Shameful spirit is upon his glory. And the Lord is exposing every aspect of who this man really is. The devil that the Bible speaks of. And one thing about that, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. So now let's go straight to the meat. Let's go here to Revelation. This is where let's go to the main course right now. Revelation chapter 13. We'll start up at verse 15. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. Let's start here at verse 15. I could have started at 16, but we'll start here at 15. It said, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. It said, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and call that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So we coming upon great persecution, or persecution of the saint. That's why they already have these guillotines in place, these FEMA camps, these chipping facility. And also they're gonna bring back those vaccines once again. These hokey pokey. So they coming into play and already know what that image is, this system that they'll get ready to put into place. The NWO. This new world orders coming into place, left and right, total control. You will own nothing and be happy, And one thing about it, that badge of servitude is fast approaching. And also we know that beast is the revised Roman Empire. There's no new thing under the sun. You already know what happened in the past. What they tried to do, they tried it again, trying to perform their enterprise. Satan is trying to get that advantage. And who is Satan? The physical counterpart of Satan. That is what Esau, the modern day white man, not white, red. So we hear, he constantly here. So, in order to be a participant, you're going to have to take it under the skin, digital, programmable, also implantable. We goes over these things over and over. The Lord made me come back here once again because we are so very close. Verse 16, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, the charagma, in their right hand and are in their forehead. The Neuralink, the RFD microchip, these things are already that grain of rice. They are here. And one thing about Elon Musk, he constantly getting participant, taking on this new technology. He's going to be dealing with AI, humanism, massing man with machine, trying to make you out of a walking device or a robot, a cyborg. He's imagining the vain thing. So now let's look up in the interstellar, let's go here to look up the word mark for more edification. Let's go here to the mark. One moment. Just rolling in the spirit. G5480. Let's go here. Charagma. Let's see what's here.
Strong's G5480. Charagma.
Charagma. So this is what's coming here. It is real. It says here the biblical use. Let's go here. The biblical use. It says stamp, imprint, mark. It says here. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. But we know that there are many antichrists. If you're not seeking the Lord, you are an antichrist. You're still worshiping white man Jesus. You are an antichrist. You're still saying that everyone can be saved. You are an antichrist. You're saying that the RFD microchip, if not the Motb, the mark of the beast, you are an antichrist, and so on and so on. You against this truth and against the men of the Lord, you are an antichrist, and you will be totally destroyed. It says here, mark branded upon horses, that badge of servitude. You were getting very close. That things, carved, sculpture, graven work. It says here, it says a idolatrous image. It's very, it is that idol. Feed you thing being idol. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna feed you that idol. So we're very close. We get there too. Also, let's go here. Let's get a little bit more. It says a scratch or etching stamp as a badge of servitude. So we're here. They trying to give you that badge of servitude, recognition. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to bow down to them. He wants to be your God. But one thing about it, he's imagining a vain thing, recognition of ownership. So, this badge of servitude is very, very, very serious that you do not take it. The Lord said, do not take it. We get a precept in a minute. Let's go here to G54 82 Salakia. Let's go here where it said corrects. Let's go here.
Strong's G5482. Charax.
So let's see what it says. It says, let's get the biblical uses. It says here, it says a pail, a steak, a pastel, a rapport. It said pail between. That ain't what we want right there. So basically, this is what you call the applicator or the syringe or the needle. You know what I'm saying? So you got to say it like that because they're getting very strict here. It said to sharpen to a point. So you understand what I'm saying? That prick point to inject. You don't understand what I'm saying? So we can't go too far with it. But you see it right here. It said scratching, steak, pastel, rapport. Let's see what else. Back up here again, it said to point a kid. Let's see, so basically this is the applicator that they use to, that I think in that third video, whereby how they will administer this grain of rice. So we seeing that it is real. It's right in front of your face. These scriptures are lining up. This is not made up. We're not speaking our word. We're speaking the words of Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. So we see it right here. Pale or steak or pastel. So let's go here to the etymology. Let's go into the root word right now. Let's go here to G1125. Let's go into this word grapho. Let's go here. Grapho.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho.
Grapho says here to write with reference to form of letters. See what else we got here. Let's go down here. The one I want is D. This is the one I want right here. Is D. It said to write to one. It said by writing. He said in a written epistle to give information. See that right there? Information goes into what? Data. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to soft touch it. Direction. So, man, hey, it's right in front of your face. It is real. So it said to write, to give info, data, digital, transmitting, understand what I'm saying? Collecting data, if dealing with your frequency. That's what we're gonna go into. So you understand this is what's going into this grain of rice. So we are very close. These servers, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say on it. You can look all this information up because the Lord, the wisdom and knowledge has increased right now. So we're here. So now let's go back out. Let's go back to so we know that the mark is the charagma, that grain of rice. Let's go back out to the scripture. Let's read it once again. It said, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, and it said rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark to charagma, the badge of servitude, in their right hand or in their forehead. The Neuralink, the RFD microchip, we don't went over these things over and over, so we seeing that the stage is set. So let's get a quick precept. Let's go here to Leviticus. We'll come back here. Let's go to Leviticus. No, let's go here. I'm sorry. Let's go back. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, I believe, and 28. Leviticus chapter 19 and 28. One moment. Just scroll down. So these things are reality now. We noticing that they're becoming more and more mainstream. They constantly putting these things right in your face. Let's see here. Leviticus 19 and 28, Salakia. They putting it right in your face. It says here, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks to charagma, the badge of servitude, upon you. I am the Lord, Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. So Lord is making it perfectly clear right here in Leviticus, you know what I'm saying? So this is in the law, don't make any cutting, incision, or no type of imprint, like a tattoo, a badge of servitude. So you don't want that recognition of ownership. So that's what he's trying to bring you with his system. And one thing about it, you don't want to be a part of this at all. Let's see here what it said in NLT for edification purpose. It said, do not cut your bodies for the dead, and do not mark your skin with tattoos. I am the Lord. Hey, man, that word tattoo goes into what? Stigma. We're going to get that in a minute too also. So, man, this Bible is spot on. So, a lot of people right now, they have rest in peace, so-and-so, rest in peace, my mother, my son, my daughter, and vice versa. The Lord said, don't do that. Said, don't, if you live like a heathen, you would die like a heathen. The Lord said, don't go into the ways of the heathens, or the Gentile. You know what I'm saying? We were once called Gentile, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, that, we're coming back to our true power, we're remembering who we were. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, when Paul did his ministry, he talked to the Gentile, to the diaspora, or the what you could call the uncircumcised, that one was Hellenized. Right now a lot of people are Hellenized right now and took on the ways and the ways and the cultures, what I'm saying, these their laws, their policy, their democracy. They think they're African American. He's acting like niggers. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, the Lord said, do not take it. And one thing about it, one that will not take it is the what? The whole elect, the 2/3. I mean, the 1/3, Salaki. So let's go back out. Let's go back to Revelation. Let's tighten this up. Let's get back on track here. Let's go back here to Revelation chapter 13. We'll start back up at verse 17, if I'm not mistaken. Let's start back up at verse 17. Revelation chapter 6. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And it reads that, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark, the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So being a part of this system, dealing with your transaction, these barcode, these QR codes, so let's get a little example of this here. We already know that this man named George Joseph Law III, he invented the barcode back in 1970. I think it was 72, if I'm not mistaken, So we've been having this system in play for a long time. And also that barcode goes back into 666. So it's no coincidence. Let's see, can I pull it back up? Let's see. Oh, man, let's go back out. I don't think I can get it. I'm going to show y'all a barcode, but it look like it's messing. Let me see if I go to here to the, see what I got here. I got it back. Let's see. Let's check out a few of them. So right here, it said the conversation barcode is 50 years old. See that? 50 years old, still going strong. Revitalize global commerce. I'm hoping I'm saying that word right. It says, you see right there where they got the barcode on this man's on his arm. We're not gonna just showing you pictures of, just dealing with your transactions barcode. Also, this barcodes go back into 666. Was it a coincidence or was it by design? We're not ignorant of Satan device. So let's go back out and show you a QR code. If I can get it back, let's see. It's always go to an ad. We try to make it very quickly here. Let's go back out. One moment. We get it back in a minute. One moment, y'all. Deal with it for a minute. Let's see here. Okay, we're back out. Let's go to a QR code so you know what a QR code is. This is the QR code right here. What is a QR code? So this is going to be dealing with buying and selling. So what is a QR code? So we seeing these things right here popping up everywhere. You just scan it on your phone or just scan the TV. All these things coming up, just scan. So things are becoming what's called contactless. Whereby you don't have to be really moving away from from the dollar. How we are doing things. So this is global reset. What is a QR code? QR codes and barcodes are getting ready to play a major thing in collaboration with this digital currency and also with this grain of rice. So let's go back here now. Let's go back in here. Sorry about the jumping around. So this buying and selling, you will not be able to buy or sell if you don't have this new system in place under your skin, the charagma, the badge of servitude, or this recognition of ownership. He wants to make you a petrol slave, but he's imagining a vain thing. The heathens are raging. It says here, verse 18, says, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600. 666. So this is going into this man's system, this beast banking system, this 5G blockchain system. Also dealing with these microchips, dealing with this currency. Everything is getting ready to be digital, programmable, and also implantable. It's coming very soon. It's right before your eye. The Motb, or the mark of the beast, is real. The C-hip is real. The mental law, we are constantly warning you left and right. So let's go into this 666. Let's get a little bit more edification here. And I'm hoping once again you are getting edified because, man, this is where we at. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to bring it to pass. Let's go here to G 55:16. Let's go here. It says here.
Strong's G 5516. Chi, Xi, Stigma. Chi, Xi, Stigma.
Chi, Sty, Stigma. So let's get a little bit more on this. Let's go down here and see what it says here. But see right here it says it's telling you about 600, talking about a number, but we're gonna get a little bit more on this. Goes here. Say Christ died stigma. Let's see what the strong accordingly say. It really don't give you much information, but we're gonna go into it, give you an example of it. It's going into this the Roman soldiers, how they was branded with a tattoo. You know, it's what it's basically a recognition of ownership, a badge of servitude. So let's go here for a quick example because they really not giving you. Let's see. Let's go back here. I might have missed something. Let's see. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't miss anything. So let's go back out. Let's get a little bit of example of this tri-style stigma. Let's see if I got it pulled up. Let's go here. That's what we're at here. You know, you seen the movie Gladiators. So back in the day, the gladiators, the Roman soldiers, also the slaves at that particular time, it was a badge of servitude, a recognition of ownership. You know, so they know who you belong to at that particular time. So let's go here to get a little show you here. See where it said that SPQR. So that's what they're talking about, tri-style stigma. That's where it's where it comes from. So tattoo, it goes back into stigma. So let's go back out. Let's see, can I pull this up? I think it's right here. It's a Roman soldier branding tattoo. Let's see what it says here. Let's open it up. No, this is not it. It's not it here. See. No, that's not it. Let's go there. Let's go down. Let's see. I don't think that's it. Roman soldiers. I'm trying to get you one that is. Man, let's see. One moment. That wasn't it. Let's see. Was this it here? Let's see if this is it here. This might be the one. It says here, no. This ain't the one I want. One moment. Let me see. Can I find it? I had it pulled up earlier, but I don't know if I can get it back. Let's see. Roman soldier stigma meaning. Let's see. Let's go here. It says here, it says the SPQR stigma on the Roman soldiers was a permanent tattoo that identified them as a member. Let's see. As members of a unit, and was a sign of their membership or their servitude. You know what I'm saying? So they was in servitude. It said SPQR is a abbreviation for the Latin phrase Centonius Populicus Romulus, which translate to the Senate and the people of Rome. The phrase refers to the government of an ancient Roman republic. And it says here, it said the word stigma comes from the Greek word stenzine, which means tattoo. You know, so we see it right here. You know, man, this is spot on. So this is spot on. So that's what happened in back in the ancient Roman Empire, you know. So we in a revised Roman Empire. So we seeing how there's nothing new thing under the sun. It's just modern day, but it's nothing new. So they're coming with it again. So hey man, the Lord is off the chain. So now let's go back out. Let's go back out. Let's read that once again. Let's go back to Revelation. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 18 said, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding. Who has the understanding? The true believers of Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushua. You know, that the 144, also that great multitude. You know, they have that wisdom and that knowledge that come from Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushua. They will not bend the fold. We know exactly what's getting ready to happen. It says here, it said, count the number of the beast. It said, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600. 3 scores and 6. So we went into that. That's tri-style stigma. So that is just what This is this recognition of ownership of what badge of servitude, a branding, you know what I'm saying, something that you are in compliance with, you know, that you are bowing down to an idol, you know what I'm saying. The Lord said, do not take it. So now let's go here to the, you take it, you will get this, this is your judgment right here. It's one of them right here. It's in Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2. It said, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, the charagma of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So that's what's going to happen. That's one of the judgment. You know, they're going to break out into what you call a cancerous sore that it will not heal. You know, so now you're already knowing about this this mpox. You know, it's big boils coming out on peoples, and you know it's very nasty. So the Lord is bringing forth these plagues each and every day. We're constantly warning you left and right. Let's read it once again. It said Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2 said, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, the charagma, on the sea here, or the RFD microchip, so on the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So that's what's going to happen if you being compliant. And also the Lord said you will be trodden underfoot. So we're here, man. The Motb is real. So let's go here to Revelation chapter 14. Let's get a little bit more on it. You will have to suffer this, second death. They shall know it, you know, after death, you know, by pain, you know, say death by pain, you know. So you know it right now, you know, they would know it, death by pain. So we are very close to these times. You know, these things are picking up left and right. These prophecies are speaking loud and clear. Revelation chapter 14 at verse 9, it said, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the Neuralink or the RFD microchip, said, verse 10 said, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Almighty, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, his righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11, it says, and the smoke of their torment as ascended up forever and forever, and they had no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark, the charagma, the badge of servitude in his name. So this is exactly what's going to happen. That second death is the lake of fire. What is the lake of fire? America, Babylon the Great. This place is going to be totally destroyed with thermonuclear fire. Those IBCM missiles in collaboration with that laser and chariot fire. When the Lord comes from the east to the west, and that great fathership with great glory and great power. In the middle, Lord, we're constantly warning you left and right. So it's time to get your house in order. It's time to gird up your loins. You know what I'm saying? And seek your true power while he can be found, because we are all running out of time. And one thing about it, you know, we want that mark of exempt. You know, when you go to Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, you know, hey man, we're here, man. We're very close. We know that we're coming upon a great tribulation and persecution that we have never seen before. We know that we're at the beginning of sorrow, these birth pain. We're in that transition of power. We're constantly seeing these prophets speaking left and right. The men of the Lord, they're standing on their watch, and they're standing on fire for Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So the Lord said, do not take it. Trust and believe in him. And the Lord is going to fight for us. And one thing about it, the Lord is going to prevail, you know what I'm saying, against all of this wickedness and all of this darkness. The Lord's getting ready to shed light on it very soon. Judgment is it's already has begun. You know, the Lord's getting ready to bring it in a way that we have never seen before. You know what I'm saying? So right now we're seeing that time is constantly accelerate. We're seeing that everything is constantly lining up just like cloud any given day. So this is the quiet before the storm. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is the Motb is real. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom. Shalom.